Rudy Giuliani held an early morning press conference where he aired all sorts of already debunked lies regarding alleged widespread voter fraud. Now, again, they've been debunked. Most of these allegations have already been made in court. Most of these cases have been thrown out of court because of a lack of evidence. But there's the substantive part of this, and then there's the aesthetic part of this, which made me uncomfortable. How about you watch the video and you tell me what you think?
And at once, all for Joe Biden. That's like flipping a coin 186,000 times and it lands on
Rudy's hair dye dripping down his face.
Happen. There is no reasonable explanation for the upshoots, straight lines up. I'm not even talking about an angle. I'm talking about some massive straight
I just saw it pop up on the stream.
So the people on the hot mic are the tech guys who set up the stream for Rudy Giuliani. I mean, and so they didn't realize that their mics were up and that people watching the stream could hear them make fun of Rudy Giuliani and the fact that he had like discolored sweat dripping down the side of his face.
If that's what it is. All right, so look, it's such a clown show that even Rudy's own people are clowning him behind the scenes, but they themselves are clowns, so they leave the mic open so the whole world can hear them clowning their boss. I mean, that right there in a nutshell is exactly what Rudy Giuliani is. And look at that. I mean, he's literally dying out there. And I guess we found the leaker in the Trump administration. And so they, by the way, they said we had a meltdown. We had a meltdown in 2016. That dude is literally melting down, literally. So, I mean, there's this insane conspiracy theory that half the Republican Party, according to a poll, believe might be possible that the Democratic leadership are doing brain juice harvesting.
Obviously.
And I was like, what is that? What is that? I don't even know what that means, you lunatics. Oh, my bad. Republicans always do projection. We always tell you that at TYT. Whatever they're doing, they do. Because if there's brain juice harvesting, that Giuliani picture is probably what it looks like. Ugh. Maybe it's the brain juice leaking out.
And
people have noticed, by the way, they say, I don't know, maybe that's literally the swamp leaking out of his brain or the literal crap in his brain leaking out. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, they've got to get it under control. So this is the unhinged lunatic in charge of Trump's legal team that has presented zero evidence in any court. And this is who 68% of Republicans hate. I believe him completely. The election is rigged. Rudy is right. Can you believe that about a third of this country looks at that lunatic and goes, oh yeah, he nailed it. He's the best lawyer in the country. Yeah,
I can believe it. I'm pretty desensitized to things at this point, following 2016's election. But I have more. So as I mentioned, Rudy Giuliani brought up a bunch of claims about voter fraud that have already been tossed out of court because of lack of evidence. There hasn't been any evidence. And so here's a fun compilation video showing you what that train wreck looked like this morning.
I assume if she's working for the city of Detroit, that she's a Democrat. Unless you're stupid, you knew that a lot of people were coming over from Camden to vote. They do every year. Happens all the time in Philly. It's about as frequent as getting beaten up at a Philadelphia Eagle football game. Happens all the time, And it's allowed to happen because it is a Democrat corrupt city. So you see a change as a result of the election in Michigan. If you take out Wayne County, probably the closest they got is from here to the back of that room. We could do like did you all watch My Cousin Vinny? You know the movie? It's one of my favorite law movies because he comes from Brooklyn. And when the nice lady who said she saw, and then he says to her, how many fingers do I got up? And she says, 3. Well, she was too far away. The minute you approve this, it's thrown away, gone for eternity. The only thing left is the vote. That could have been Mickey Mouse.
Every claim that he made during that crazy press conference has been debunked. Giuliani quoted a Detroit poll worker named Jesse Jacob, who submitted an affidavit in the case Constantino, my bad, versus City of Detroit, Jacob claimed that she had witnessed poll workers in Detroit, a heavily Democratic city, encouraging voters to cast their ballots for Biden, and that while she was working at a satellite location, she was instructed by her superiors not to ask for voters' identification. Wow, that seems serious. But this actually played out in court. On Friday, however, that case was dismissed by a Michigan court judge, Timothy Kenny, who said that several of the charges it contained were rife with speculation and guesswork. Judge Kenny specifically addressed Jacob's accusations, saying they were generalized and asserted behavior with no date, location, frequency, or names of employees. That's just one example. There's a long list of other examples.
So I don't know if Mickey Mouse or My Cousin Vinny is the more important point to address here. So let me just start with the count from the back of the room. He says there's 3 when there's 2. Dude, you're literally doing that right now. You're saying even though Joe Biden won Michigan by 157,000 votes, I'm gonna go in the back of the room and say Trump won by 2. Okay, all right, wait up. So if you have evidence about Michigan, give it to us. He says, well, look, the guys are worried that there was clerical errors in a couple hundred votes in Wayne County. But they're like, wait, war on math. He lost by 157,000. Even if that charge were true, which by the way, they're not even making that. They said maybe there might have been a clerical error in a couple hundred votes. There's more clerical errors in the Republican counties. He says, no, don't recount those. So you want to recount Detroit? Who cares if you pick up a couple hundred votes? No, I don't want to recount Detroit. I just want to take all those votes, which are 80% black, and we just burn them. I don't want them. So let's just not count any of those legal votes. That in itself is a crime, to not count legal votes and to interfere with the counting of legal votes. And that's what Giuliani wants to do. How about in Pennsylvania? They were too far and stuff. They already adjudicated that. They went to court and they said there were no Republican observers in the room. And the judge's like, wait, were there no Republican observers? Well, there was non-zero Republican observers. What the hell does non-zero mean? Yes, there were Republican observers in the room. Okay, so what's the problem? Were they far away as Democrats? Yeah, they were in the same place. So what? Nothing. They've lost every single case. Everything he's saying is an unbelievable lie and said in obviously buffoonish ways. But guys, it's easy for the elites in Washington to snicker at Rudy and for us rational people to look at him and feel both sad and amused at the same time. I get all that, right? But you have to remember, a lot of voters in this country, predominantly Republicans, are not that bright. He just has to get out there and be a sweaty mess and say they cheated, we win, and they'll believe him. They'll believe him because he's the only one pretending to talk about voter fraud. So you have to actually counter him. You have to do the things we're doing. You have to actually give the evidence on the other side. And again, the Democrats continue to be silent with their usual ridiculous strategy of never countering Republicans. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.